Agbogbloshie has the largest electronic waste dump in Africa, with reports stating that this area is the most toxic area in the African continent.
Consumer electronics smashed, sorted, and the valuable metals extracted. This is Agbogbloshie, Accra, where technology goes to die.
What's up, YouTube? So I'll start by saying that I'm not trying to be controversial because videos like this can easily be misunderstood by some people. I'm simply expressing my frustrations, which I'm sure are shared by many other people. I think Ableton is a brilliant company that makes tools that are used by millions of people to actualize their ideas. In fact, I've met several of their current and former employees on my several visits to Germany, and some of them have become my friends. I even got myself a free Ableton license. So I'm always repairing all sorts of equipment, and this was my inspiration to actually learn electronics. If you look at my desk right now, I'm in the middle of several repair projects that include power amplifiers, CDJs, and guitar amps. Now, this is really expensive gear to get in a country like Uganda because, first of all, it's made in Europe, America, or Asia. So on top of the price of the gear, we have to pay extra, expensive shipping and import taxes, import duties. So once we get the gear here, finally, we want it to, last as long as it can, which is why we have a strong repair culture compared to the West, because even if it's still under warranty, just sending it back to Europe or USA is going to cost you like 200 euros or something, just the cost of shipping it back to be repaired or to be, replaced. So the option that we really have here is to repair the gear. So recently, a friend of mine who is a brilliant musician, by the way, brought me his push controller, which had developed issues with some of the pads being unresponsive. So I offered to open it up and have a look, but I quickly realized this is not a repair I wanted to take on, because without a service manual, this is equivalent to a dog literally chasing its own tail. To illustrate this, on my desk I have two power amplifiers that I've been repairing. One is a Phonic 2500 with a published service manual, and within minutes I'm able to follow the circuit in the service manual and figure out why it's not working. Everything is laid out there, everything is clear, and I can follow what's happening with the circuit. The other amplifier is an MA 3600, which is a Japanese-made amplifier whose manual I cannot totally trace on the internet. I even tried contacting the people that sell this amplifier and ask them for a service manual, and all they told me is all they could tell me was that they no longer make this specific amplifier, but they make another version of it which they would be willing to sell to me, So I can't get the service manual from them, but they want to sell to me another amplifier. So anyways, I decided to repair this particular amplifier with no service manual just for my own learning purposes, and I can tell you that it's taken me more than 3 years to figure out what's happening with its design. Now, that's the difference between having a service manual and not having one, if you've ever done any kind of repair like this. Something you could easily figure out in 1 hour, 2 hours could actually take you a whole year. Not everyone has a whole year like me, because I've, dedicated myself to actually understanding what was going on with this amplifier. Now, I understand that some companies give an excuse that there are no user serviceable parts inside their gadgets, but is that so? So I've recently been working with Pioneer CDJs, especially the 800 MK2, and I was pleasantly surprised that Pioneer actually publishes the service manuals for this. Now, you could argue that that is an old piece of technology from 2012, perhaps it's not very complex, but hey, the latest CDJ from Pioneer, which is the CDJ 3000, I think was released in 2020 and is like the industry standard. Even that has service manuals floating around the internet. So if you really wanted to service or repair it, there's manuals that you can access and understand what's going on, and it gives you a better chance of repairing it. At a technical level, the CDJ 3000 is equally complex, if not even more complex than something like the Push 2, which I was given to repair. But of course, you cannot have access to, the service manuals of the Push. You know what this actually tells me is that Pioneer cares about their customers and wants their gear to last as long as it can. Now, to be fair, this criticism is not limited to Ableton. You can add Arturia to the list and several other companies. But I think in this day and age of a growing right to repair movement, more users of this product should demand that all this music equipment come with service manuals as standard. Now, sadly, my friend's push controller, which has a minor defects with just the pads being unresponsive, a few of the pads, is going to soon end up on a pile of e-waste somewhere. Now imagine the quantities of gear around the world that has to be thrown away because the manufacturers are not willing to publish the service manuals. This must be heaps and heaps of thousands, if not millions of, gadgets with minor defects, but has to be thrown away. Really, this is not acceptable at a time where we're saying that we're running out of minerals and we're having problems with climate change because of too much trash and too much messing with the environment and stuff like this. This, I think, should be unacceptable, and all the users must start demanding that all these music equipment companies start publishing service manuals. Customers of these companies must start demanding that service manuals are published as a standard once these companies are releasing new gear. I believe that the users must have the right to repair their gear.